Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Adventures in Arcane Space. Once again, I am your Dungeon Master, AuldDragon, and the players are...
Hi, I'm David Big Mac Shepherd. I play Braxon Miacc, who's a human fighter from an asteroid close to Brow.
Hi everyone, I'm Dakamisama and I play Solas Ebha, who is Half-Elven Cleric Mage of Ogma.
Hey, I'm James. I play Ockar, human paladin from Brawl.
Hey, hello everyone, I'm Salem Mortar. I play Finnel'ar Mohani, a druid from Grayspace.
Hi, I'm Levalithana, an elven wild mage.
Hey there, I'm Zerkat. I play Lafdul Moonglade, a multi-class specialty priest and thief. He's also an elf from Mount. Did I say that? I get confused with my introduction. But the important part that everybody loves is his title creation. His current title is the amazingly adaptable and artful Atomy Archer. Because I kept saying Atomy, apparently it's Atomy. Yeah. It doesn't sound nearly as good to me.
Hang on, you're an amazingly adaptable anatomy archer.
Amazingly adaptable and artful Atomy Archer.
Or atomy. I thought
Yeah,
you
as
said
in the
anatomy.
the smallest pixie. I think that's probably why they're called atomies. They're like atoms, so small.
I have not actually looked up the name origin for that one.
Are you sure that someone isn't just tricking you, like Erevan?
And thank you very much for those bits there, Anghammarand, for Lafdul's title.
He's always supporting my titles.
And
So is
the number of rerolls that the party has, Braxon has 0, Finn has 1, Ockar has 1, Lafdul has 1, Leva has 2, Solas has 1, I, the Dungeon Master, have 1. I actually used them last time.
Yes.
I know. It was wonderful.
Yeah, you.
Well, now you have
went-
less than some of us, and that's good.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I
got
need
less than
more.
me.
So anyone out there who wants to give a reroll to one of the players, or more importantly me, 500 bits will do it. So we left off last time. The party had managed to escape the cubic world Kravul just before it blew up. And it did indeed blow up. There is a massive amount of space debris behind you. And you guys are all exhausted at this point. So you have like spent many hours in that facility and a lot of high tension. You had a lot of fights. Dealing with a lot of things, especially near the end. So you guys are very likely going to be wanting to just get some sleep real fast.
Well, not too exhausted since I did cast Unfailing Endurance before we went in.
There's
or the day before.
There's a limit to what that can handle in terms of like mental exhaustion and stuff like that. So. But you did grab some items on the way out, so I'm going to go ahead and give those to you. Give you the descriptions before you get a quick overview of the ship, and probably then collapse into your beds. In the sacks and stuff that you found, you get 8 platinum pieces in total. You'll find out later that you have 2 non-magical light crossbows and 9 non-magical crossbow bolts. But the things that are magical are a dwarven short sword with a gold hilt shaped like a boar, a rolled-up sheet of parchment tied with a golden ribbon, a ceramic flask filled with a musky brown liquid that appears to have hairs mixed in,
Ew.
a small 1-inch figure of an owl carved from pale lime green stone, a gold ring with an unusually shaped spider-like design stamped on it, a bone flask filled with a foaming blue liquid, a bone flask filled with a bright pink fluid, a bone flask filled with an icy red liquid, a steel flask filled with a deep purple fluid, a glass flask filled with a brown liquid that smells of wet soil, a bone flask filled with a gray milky liquid, a gold disc-shaped brooch decorated with a leaping deer, and a dark mahogany scepter bound with electrum and capped with a silver claw fixture holding an obsidian sphere. So let me go ahead and send those descriptions on over to you.
About that one potion that has hair in it, it's not that strange. I mean, Leva's recipe for a giant strength potions require giant's hair.
It doesn't always keep the hair intact, though.
My brain is just going to Polyjuice Potion and how disgusting that's supposed to taste.
Alright, so there you guys go. I've sent that on over to you. Those are the ones that are that you will verify are magical later.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they had a dwarven short sword's quite impressive.
I mean, they are from Autosphere,
Yeah.
so it's not unsurprising that they would have possibly encountered dwarfs before.
And a quick
Or
survey
some.
of your ship. I've already given you the damage that your ship took, but turns out that 2 of your human crew members have been killed in the fighting, as have 4 Herwadi. And there's further a mixture of 20 crew members who are currently disabled due to injuries. They will recover with time and just time and healing magic. But at this point, they're out of commission. Is there anything anyone wants to do before they collapse into into a bed and get some sleep?
Probably make the rounds with Solas today, making sure people are not dying, etc.
Yeah, I mean, everyone who could be saved has already been saved. Everyone, like, all the injuries are things that you can resolve with time. Or magic.
I'm going to thank them all for their hard work and say that they have earned glory this day for their brave actions, and then I'm going to pass out on the spot.
Not even going to go to bed.
Just a quick vote before we all pass out. All in favor of putting that 8 platinum just directly into the company fund?
Yay.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, if it's
Yes.
small enough, there's no
Yep.
point dividing it.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I mean, that's like a month's wages for some poor guy on Brow. Maybe.
More like a year's wage.
Really? Yeah.
Standard of living is higher on Brawl, or things are more expensive, so pay is also higher.
Fair
It
enough.
is definitely multiple months of pay for certain jobs.
Braxon would tell Nor to go to bed and take tomorrow off if he needs it. Who else did we have with us?
I mean,
I think he's the only one we had with us.
Well, Margoth, but she's not.
Margoth's
She's a passenger, not
a passenger. Yeah. And I think he talked to the 2 shipwrights, assuming they didn't get killed.
No.
And asked them to start looking at what needs repairing.
Yeah, they have a partial list already of the things that they feel are the most important. You did have your hold get hold, so that's like the top priority.
we have a hole in our ship. Dear Braxon, go fix it right now.
Where was the hole?
If this were an actual sailing vessel, it would be below the waterline, but So it's down near the bottom.
So
Oh.
it'd be in a room, wouldn't it?
Is that
It's,
where our prisoners are?
it's not important right
Actually, are they still alive?
now. They're still alive, yeah.
Yeah. What's the structure integrity of our prisoners' enclosure?
Anything important I would have mentioned last time. So
we've done like.
Does Braxon need to stay up to do any close up the hole, or can they close up the hole?
no, they can get started on it.
Okay.
Solas is going to be using all of his mental fortitude before passing out on his room to just make sure that when he passes out, he is at least clean so as not to dirty his bed.
So it'll take about a little bit over 3 days to get back to Orvan. And you're being escorted by 2 other grav ships. There's a handful of other grav ships in the area that are beginning to comb through the wreckage. Obviously, there was a grav ship that rammed 2 carrier ships and smashed against the planet. Extremely unlikely that any survived, but they will be looking at that. And of course, there was a lot of gold on the surface of that planet, so they are going to be trying to collect up some of that.
Second day after Solas has woken up, he will go through the ship's damage areas to check if there's areas that he could fix with mending.
There absolutely are, but you also have a lot of items that you can identify too, which both of those are first level spells. So,
the courier ships, did they have the sort of materials that we could use to repair our ship?
Yeah, but that would take a lot of salvage, and you'd basically be doing that alone. Like, you would have to stay here while the other gravs go back, and Vordon and Genva would be telling you that you guys should, like, they certainly need to go back and report, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we should be heading back with our grav friends. And yeah, Solas will be helping also with the identifying, but he doesn't have pearls himself.
There are some mages on the grav ships that can trade you some for, appropriate amount of money.
Slight markup.
Yeah, but I still would be using 2 mendings.
I have taken 5 shapewoods today. Seeming, well, it's all my 3rd level spells, so.
Well, once we all wake up again and Finn gets his spells memorized, he's going to track down Braxon and cast Remove Curse on both Braxon and himself.
Oh yeah, that was a thought about that. It's a good thing you remembered. I was going to have the conversation. Are you still cursed in the morning? Because that might affect my spell memorization, but if you're doing it, then...
Okay, we got 16 whole points of wood left.
So, certainly, being cursed himself, I'm sure, kept that present in Finn's mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I remembered before the game. As soon as we start playing, I forgot.
All right. So, Finn, you would you cast it on yourself, like as soon as you get it memorized, kind of thing?
Yes.
Okay. So you go ahead and do so, and you definitely feel a change in yourself that like that sense of dread and foreboding that has been with you since the day prior, essentially, that lifts, and when you cast it on Braxon, he will report the same feeling.
Okay.
Oh, That feels much better.
So let's see, mending. Yeah, how many mendings do you want to cast?
I'm casting 2, and I'm now 10th level.
Okay, I gave you the. Do you still have the formula for?
Not easily available.
Okay.
I think.
Let me go look where I wrote that down. Hold on. I think it's you basically have a 10% chance per level restoring a whole point, and once you pass, so what level are you?
10th.
Okay, so that's a guaranteed
1.
1 whole point each.
And it doesn't use the wood we have.
So that's 2 mendings.
Yeah, 2 mendings.
All right, so 2 whole points are restored.
Hang on. Let's add that on.
Then I'm going to be casting
Plus
Cleric and Wizard detect magic spells on all the magic items that we've gained.
All right, we'll hold
Okay,
off until we're actually ready to
And
do that.
Yeah,
That,
but
that spell
just
that spell uses wood, doesn't it?
no, mending doesn't use it. Mending uses the broken bits and bobs.
Oh, I thought one of the spells that you guys had.
Shape wood does.
Yeah, shape.
Yeah,
Ah,
shape
right,
wood,
okay.
but I don't have access to that.
Fair enough. I'll leave the wood alone then. I've done the character sheet. Sorry, carry on.
All right, Lafdul, how many were you casting?
I took a whole roster. I got 5 of them.
All right. Oh, go ahead and roll 5 D100s.
Didn't you go up a level last time?
Yeah, I didn't get 3rd level spell though.
Yeah, but it's more likely that you can
Yeah, I
fix
know.
that.
I adjusted it.
Okay, so
It's still 9 cubic feet plus 10 cubic feet per level, so 9 plus 9 is 18, so 180. So 1 plus 80 over.
all right, so that restores 8 whole points and does use 8 whole points worth of wood.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of sawdust to cast the spells. So.
That is true.
And sawdust is easy to come by.
And Finn, did you take any shape woods?
I did not because I took the remove curses.
All right, so that's what you get repaired on the
Oh, hang on.
first day. Mm-hmm.
I misread something. We can only do 6. We didn't have 16 whole points of wood. We had 6 whole points of wood.
Oh, okay.
So I take one of the spells off.
Yeah, that's fine. One of the ones that restored 2.
I'll take 2 off the character sheet.
Yeah.
Well, at least it should have fixed the hole in the hole.
Yeah, that would be fixed now. And you'll be able to purchase more supplies when you get back to Orvan.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you guys have that you want to do, or do you want to get started on looking at items?
No, Lafdul would have a conversation when we're having our meeting, and there's like, so I woke up today, and apparently I've got new spells. So Lafdul's like, yeah, casual conversation is like, so it's kind of like outside of my scope to bring the dead back to life. Is this something any of you want to do or can do? I basically hinting at Solas if he's going to do it or not.
You want me to cast Raise Dead on someone?
Yeah, on the crew. It doesn't cost you anything, does it?
I need to check the spell. I don't remember.
I think
what
it's
it-
only resurrection that ages you. Raise dead simply costs us on the person who loses constitution. Well, anyway, if you do, you do. You don't, you don't. But yeah, obviously it's on the foreground of my thoughts. Obviously, it's not a spell that Erevan grants me, but I was wondering. I would have brought it up to Finn and Solas. You know, is this something you can?
You
It's
saying
nothing
in
that
front
Finn
of,
can do.
you saying this in front of Braxon?
Yeah, it's an open conversation. You know, because Lafdul's like, "Oh, I got new spells now.
Braxon
Apparently,
says
I've
if
gained
there's
more favor."
Braxon says if there's a monetary cost, I'll pay it.
I will note that the contracts that the crew sign with you does not require you to raise those who are killed.
I know, but it's good
There's
for
no
morale.
guarantee either that they'll come back if they don't survive. I mean, it's only Solas that can do it anyway. So
Well, it doesn't seem to be. It
It's
does
just-
seem to be a spell that I have access, and doesn't seem to be a spell that would cause me too much trouble to cast.
as long as you got a pointed finger.
I mean, it's not material cost; it's
Yeah, I
me
noticed.
pointing.
You jester.
Yeah, I could try it
Bring people back.
if the bodies are whole.
Considering that they were killed in not in melee, but from heavy weapons, there's a good chance that they do not have like they got crushed by like or impaled by well, I guess if they got impaled by ballistas, that would be okay. And the
If
carrier
there's
don't
missing
use
parts,
saving
catapults, so.
throw.
if there's missing parts, then the missing parts would be just missing.
Yeah, I mean, it says you can put the body back together if it's mostly intact. It's one they've been
Yeah.
splattered by a cuttable ball. Then there's not much saving that.
Yeah,
need
if
to
there's a
Yeah, the humans can be brought back.
yeah, I can try one per day.
Oh, you have raised dead?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
it's a
got base
5th level
there.
spell.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can bring you back if you die, but you lose con.
Oh, my con score goes down?
Yep.
Yeah, you lose one con for every race that you have are subjected to.
What's your deity, Solas?
Ogma.
Ogma. If are you going to try it, I'll go announce
Yeah.
to the crew. Okay, Braxton's going to go talk to the crew and say Solas is going to attempt to use the power of Ogma to bring back the crewmates, and if people could send their positive thoughts to Ogma, this will be more likely to happen.
Yeah, it's the same with when Bellarana prayed to Neuralis.
Okay.
Although that was more of a intervention than her ability.
Alright, I'm just looking up the resurrection survival chance for a 9 constitution, because that's probably about what they would have. 70%. Alright.
And the people that can be raised can be dead for the amount of levels per me per days.
Yeah.
So that would be 9 days.
I wonder if
So
you can
there's
extend
plenty
that
of
if you
chance.
can extend your level temporarily with that instance. It's just
Incense didn't increase the level, it just gave the maximum die results for spells.
oh,
Yeah,
that was something that increased your level.
I don't think things that would increase your level would. Well, no, that would actually work if you had anything that temporarily increased your level for more than like 1 round.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that.
All right, do you want to say that you took one today?
Yeah, I took one race dead.
All right. Okay. One of the human crew is raised.
And
Oh,
I will
wow.
try for the second one next day.
Alright.
Are there any other breaks that on the ship that I could fix with mending for the next day, by the way? Or were those all fixed?
You could probably do mending until you get back to port, and then no more mendings.
Okay, can I fix flitter with mending?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be
the
useful.
flitter would be completely fixed.
Okay, I will cast mending on next day for flitter, but I only had
Yeah,
2
let's
for this day.
wait until the following day. Let's focus
Yeah.
on one day at a time.
But I would be casting 10th level wizard detect magic and 9th level clerical detect magic on the magic items we have.
Alright, before we do that, anything else anyone wants to do before focusing on items?
I have a question for Solas.
Mm-hmm.
When we fought those golems, and I was, I can't remember if it was Solas or Lava that has detect invisibility, but basically when I was sneaking up, they seemed to activate, and either they saw me. I mean, they might have had magical enchantments, but this should be exceptionally powerful magic to just see me if this necklace is working as it should. I hold up my necklace of
Well,
non-detection. I'm just wondering, can you see if it actually works? Can you cast detect invisibility when I'm invisible?
We can make a test.
Because it
Me
should,
too.
I shouldn't be visible to you while I'm wearing this, and I'm wondering if it's been misidentified.
You have access to True Seeing now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, one thing that you would know now that you have access to True Seeing is that
Did you cast it permanently on a golem? Sorry.
I mean, whether you can cast it permanently or not doesn't matter. If they can see invisible things in a similar manner to True Seeing, then Necklace of Non-Detection is never going to protect you against that.
Well, still.
also the necklace of non-detection might not protect against. In that situation, it might be that it only protects against like scrying and that kind.
It'd be good for me to. Well, no, I mean, you don't have to.
We can test it at some point.
Yeah.
But specifically, like, True Seeing shows you what is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Non-detection is not going to block that. Now, True Seeing wouldn't like pass through a crystal ball kind of thing. So non-detection would protect against that. But if you're invisible, doesn't matter what you got, if someone is looking at you with True Seeing, unless you have even more powerful magic than that protecting you, they're seeing
you. Yeah.
So. But also, they might have heard you or felt your vibrations or something like that, so.
Or just detected magic.
No, the non-detection would protect against simple detecting magic. Because that's just a first level spell. Alright, so, you guys want to take a look at the items?
Yeah, you said that I have access to the divination sphere, right?
Let me double check. Probably?
You don't have all, but you have divination,
he does not have
combat.
all.
Divination, combat, war, and protection.
In that case, I'm gonna be trying to help with the detect magics as well. I prepared 2 priest detect magics that are gonna be level 2.
Okay.
I mean, you can only get one, and you have to go up a level if it fails.
Well, it detects a certain amount of items, right?
It's more of it has a specific duration.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll take. I guess. It
I mean,
matter.
it's a guarantee for.
Also, when you're in a non-combat situation like this, and time is substantially less of a pressure, I'm less concerned about that. if you're in the middle of combat or like traveling through a dungeon where time matters, that's when I'm gonna be
Either way,
applying
I'm
the-
helping with the detect magic as what is equivalent to a level 2 priest.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
mean, I mean, it's fine for you to try and practice it.
I mean,
Solas, it's all
also
about
like
you learning.
even like you can still detect whether something is magical even if you don't get the spheres. So we can say that one of your detect magics was used to weed out the magical items from the non-magical items that you grabbed from the carrier before you escaped from
works.
There's something I think
planet.
we forgot about, because it was mentioned disease. I know it's been like millennia, but I am going to cast Detect Disease to see if any of us are carrying a disease.
Okay. None of you guys are.
Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
Finn
And the
also has a
NPC.
detect magic memorized if Solas's runs out before we get through everything.
Or
Yeah,
I
I
fail,
would've-
since you can also try.
Yeah, I had a Detect Magic as well, and Detect Poison for the potions if they're poisoned.
Okay.
Oh, you have your litmus paper.
That's everything at the moment.
All right. So, do you have the items up that you want to take a look at?
Yeah, I'm just
I
sorting
think
through my
with
spells.
the with the detect magics we could go first with the ones you posted that we got last time.
Okay, I can start there.
What the spheres they are.
All right, give me just a second. Okay.
What? Oh. What, the ones we got today?
Yeah, what old gave us at the start. We could start with those.
the short sword one.
Start with the short sword.
Which one are you doing first? Can you do wizard first, then priest after, or was it inconvenient?
Yeah, that's fine.
It's what's most convenient.
All right, so short sword is enchantment, charm, and combat.
Wait, yeah, sorry. Carry on.
The
Yeah.
scroll is abjuration and all.
I am looking for.
You mean the rolled up parchment tied with gold ribbon?
Yeah, it's obviously a scroll.
Protection scroll by the looks of it. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, ceramic flask filled with a musky brown liquid. Appears to have hairs in it. Alteration and combat.
It's the hairs of the dog that bit you.
Yep.
And ready for the owl figure?
Yep.
Oot.
Give me a second.
There's a miniature clow. Pale green limestone. Lime green stone, rather.
Alteration and animal and creation.
I think I know what that is.
Do you? I don't. Summons an owl.
All right. Next up, the gold ring with an unusually shaped spider-like design stamped on it.
Uh-huh.
All right. Enchantment charm, and you did not get the priest sphere. So you'll have someone else cast that after this. And
Yeah, I've got one. Finn's got one, so
I've got
so he's
one.
free.
I prepared two, so
that has protection on it.
Sounds like it might be protection ring.
Yeah, it could be. Be nice if we got some rings that are more than +1.
All right, next up, bone flask with a foaming blue liquid.
Mm-hmm.
That has necromancy and healing.
Mm-hmm. Next.
Okay. The bone flask filled with a bright pink fluid is alteration and creation.
Next.
Okay, bone flask filled with an icy red liquid. Abjuration and elemental fire.
And bone flask are pretty rare, aren't they?
Yeah.
They don't last as long, so yeah,
Is
I mean,
it?
you'd be less likely to find one in an old dungeon.
Is it carved out of an intact bone part, or like a giant femur or something, or is it comprised of small parts just glued together?
It is carved from a single bone, but you can't determine what.
That's fine.
Well, Solas is interested in having one of those bone flasks after someone uses the potion to just have it as a
Action.
relic for a museum.
The steel flask.
You don't think that these bone flasks are particularly old, by the way.
Yeah, about
No,
the
these
interesting
have-
craftsmanship.
Okay, steel flask filled with a deep purple fluid, alteration and time.
Next one.
Alright, glass flask filled with a brown liquid that smells of wet soil. Alright, divination wizard, and I'll have to have a second check with someone else. Okay, that works. Thought for the priest.
Sorry, divination and thought.
Yep.
All right.
Alright, bone
Next
flask
one.
filled with a gray milky liquid. Alteration and elemental air.
All right.
Okay, and then the gold disc-shaped brooch decorated with a leaping deer. Abjuration and protection.
And the scepter.
And that is alteration and creation.
Then I would like to know the detect magic on the rod I have been carrying, the
Are you
control rod.
typing it in?
Alright, give me a
Yeah, I
second.
can-
Okay. Alright, invocation, evocation, and sun and weather.
Mhm.
If I have a suggestion, maybe the book next.
We've got. These are just detect magics. These are not identified. We got loads of them.
Porcelain flask filled with an olive green liquid.
Okay. Just a second. Okay. That is necromancy and healing.
Okay. Then long brown leather cloak with an odd clasp. that will need to be modified for a human usage.
All right. Enchantment, charm, and protection.
An alabaster flask with clear liquid inside.
Okay.
Should we do the scrolls just so we know? Not.
That is divination and divination.
Well, that's easy. Divination.
Copy paste.
Well, since Lafdul really wanted a scroll of protection, a shining silver plate etched with strange runes.
Touch from code. It's just so we if we find a scroll that's maybe misidentified, but has non-related sphere and schools, then we might know it's cursed. Not that I'm keeping track of the scrolls, I'm only doing potions.
Hold up a second. I think I doubled up on some stuff in my material here.
This was the second one we got.
I'm sorry. Okay, what was it again?
Scroll of protection from cold, a shining silver plate etched with strange runes.
Okay. That has abjuration and weather.
Do you have a list of common magical items, and you have the skull and spheres that you pull from?
If you've encountered it before, then I tend to go back to one that I've already written. If not, then no, I'm going by either like a handful of spells do say what they. I mean,
Yeah,
a
I was
handful
wondering
of
if you're
items
looking
do
on the fly
say-
in the book.
Well, a handful of items do say what they detect as. Most do not. Most are obvious though, because most of them duplicate magic spells.
34 4-inch bronze tubes with lead stoppers on each end, filled with loose sandy dust.
Okay. That is enchantment, charm, and charm.
Okay, and just to completionist sake, to fill the list, scroll of protection from fire, a shining silver plate etched with strange runes.
Alright, you failed on the wizard, but it has protection on it.
Are you casting detect magic as well, Lever, or? Make a note of who failed and what level. So,
Okay,
not that,
then
I mean,
Yeah,
Vordon
can
did
you-
check it with
sorry.
his helmet, so.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
Uh,
I guess for the sake of it.
just to get those potions before I run out, alabaster flask with pinkish red liquid.
Alright, hold on a second. I think I may not have copied everything over to my list. Give me just a second.
If you don't groups, go from the top down. That's how Old copied and pasted it from us. So from like there. I entered it in on the 14th. Well, on the 1st.
Yep, I had forgotten. I did not get this stuff copied over. Give me just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alabaster flask filled with a pinkish red liquid, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Alteration and animal.
Okay. Glass flask with clear liquid inside.
Okay. That has alteration and elemental water.
Mm-hmm. Glass vial filled with blood red liquid.
Alteration and enchantment charm. And combat and charm.
Combat and charm, yeah. And alteration and charm.
Alteration and enchantment charm and combat and charm.
Okay. Glass flask with filled with transparent yellow oily liquid.
All right. Abjuration and enchantment charm. And charm.
And alabaster flask filled with an opaque white liquid.
Okay. Necromancy and necromantic.
Okay. Is my detect magic spell still up for long?
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that right now.
Okay, then just for the completionist's sake, let's take the shining silver plate, another protection from cold. Scroll.
Abjuration and weather.
Mm-hmm. Large old book with covers of bold leather and copper pages, embossed with silver.
That is not magical.
Non-magical.
Yeah, some items don't identify radiate magic, but they could still be magical. The last term wasn't.
Priest scroll with repair injury.
Wow, that's just a priest
Priest
scroll.
scrolls with spells on them just detect as magic. They do not reveal what they are.
Okay.
I
Then
guess
I will...
what?
Because they'll reveal of what the spell that's on it is, but if there's more than so you can just look up if there's just one spell, you can look that up, and if there's more than one spell, it's too jumbled to tell.
Question.
Mhm.
Just so we can update our notes, can we remove the weather summoning from the priest scroll that had 5 spells on it cast at 12th level? I assume that's the weather summoning we used, and obviously Finn's roll that we did use that one. I'm just make sure it's this scroll. It had remove fear, hold animal, thieves, lament, compulsive order, and weather summoning.
Yeah. Give me a second.
Because we used that for his Call Lightning.
I'm looking to see if I already crossed that off. But yeah, you can take that off because it was cast.
Alright. I have done so. We go up to the previous day, like the Paladin blanket. Oh, I think we did identify them, but I may not have entered in the thing on the day. The thick.
We have identified the pillow and blanket at least, that what they do.
I did not write them down at the time, so we may have to re-go through it.
I just know that they heal you and restore you in some way when you sleep with them.
I think you may have figured them out through use.
Yeah, we can
we
get the
figure them out
skull
through.
and the...
Yeah, we figured them out through use, but we never properly identified them.
Right.
They also reduce the rest you need to half.
But we don't know which one's which. I mean, we're not doing identification. We can still get the sphere in school. We might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will
I assume
check
it's going to
their
be
spheres
like
and
time and
schools.
something. Healing.
Well, let old Teland
Sorry.
not speculate.
I mean, I haven't marked down that you did already at least check
Yeah, we
the
didn't
priest.
write it in. That's why we're trying to redo it again.
Did
I didn't write it in at the time. I probably got distracted with other things going on.
Okay, well, I have it marked down that you got priest time.
Oh, priest time. For which one? The pillow or the
The
quill?
pillow.
Pillow.
That must
Time.
be the one that makes you need less time to sleep.
Yeah. Did we get anything? Well, you've got detect magic up. Do you get anything?
Yeah,
of that?
so
Wizard
alteration
version.
and necromancy for wizard.
Okay.
And I have the blanket as already detected, abjuration and protection.
Okay. Should we? I'm just
Oh.
trying to think.
Talking of that blanket, was there anyone injured in the crew that could have been helped with the blanket?
I mean, if you want to matter it, yeah, sure. But considering how many priests we got in the party,
We have enough priests that we could have healed everybody.
Alright.
I have
Okay.
yeah, I have not
Forget
detailed
armed.
exactly what injuries are on all of the crew. It's just more of a they will need time to recover and spells to recover and stuff
Okay.
like that. So
We can
Okay,
just say
so-
we can just say the priest brigade went in and healed everybody.
Yeah,
So if
so
we-
I don't want to derail this. Let's carry on.
It's not like we are going to simulate the crew accurately.
you can
Maybe
announce
not.
where we are, Solas, or shall I?
Well, let's go to the thin-headed throwing javelin. The
17th
unusual
of the
design.
9th.
Yeah, from Bavalna ruins.
I have those as detected already.
Yeah, that was all this.
Yeah, all the stuff from the Bound ruins we forgot to write down.
Okay.
I probably forgot to write them down.
Alteration in combat.
Okay. Then the long-hafted warhammer.
Okay.
The
Enchantment
unusual
charm
design.
necromancy, and combat healing.
Oh, so it's like the weapon that Braxton's been using.
I mean, some of them leech life.
Necromancy and priest one was healing.
Wizard was enchantment, charm, and necromancy, and priest
Yeah.
was combat and healing.
Combat and healing. Oblong pale metal mace studded with nodules set atop a white bone half reinforced with metal bands.
Enchantment, charm, and necromancy for wizard, and priest was combat.
Okay.
Wait, you skipped one.
Yeah, I noticed it when I started, but short-hafted battle axe with narrow curved head.
Enchantment, charm, necromancy, and combat healing, same as the hammer, warhammer.
Okay. Leather sling set with edged bone beads.
I have the wizard version as not being detected. Did you go up a wizard level?
Yeah, I went to 10th.
Okay. Alright, enchantment, charm, and priest was combat.
That's the ones that Leva was using, wasn't it?
I don't... Oh, yeah, you might have been.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she was.
Yeah. Solid steel sling bullets that are cold to the touch.
Alright, wizard was enchantment, charm, and invocation, evocation, and priest was weather.
Evocation. Enchantment charm, evocation, and priest was weather.
Evocation.
And then weather for priest.
Yeah. 7-foot long spear of dark wood with gleaming steel head with unusual design.
That was necromancy and necromantic.
Okay. 7-foot spear with a haft of nut brown wood and a long, oddly shaped golden head.
Wizard was enchantment, charm, and invocation, evocation, and a priest was sun.
Thin-bladed steel dagger with greenish cast with small crossguard shaped like insect wings and set with polished emerald on the pommel.
Enchantment, charm, and combat.
Glass vial with bright purple fluid inside.
Let's see. Bright purple?
Bright purple,
Yep,
yeah.
alright. Okay. That has not been detected, so let me roll. Alright, wizard is abjuration and alteration, and priest is protection.
Thick ceramic jar with golden honeysuckle scented oil inside.
Okay. Alteration and sun.
ceramic flask with a puce-colored liquid inside.
Necromancy and healing.
Steel flask filled with a pitch black syrupy liquid.
That is... I need to roll again. For someone else. Alright. Illusion, Phantasm, and Creation.
Glass vial filled with a murky purple liquid.
Illusion, Phantasm, and Elemental Air.
Okay. Let's see. Frame of highly polished dark wood surrounding a sheet of dark slate. Wizard is detected as a divination, but what is the priest?
That was the priest, not wizard.
Ah,
Wizard detects as divination.
Oh, they're all on the wrong side. Just copy the whole section, paste them.
see, then both is a divination on it.
On this one, yeah, but I had the wizard as not being detected.
Okay. Well, the wizard version for large thick iron bottle inlaid with silver runes and closed brass stopper inset with complex pattern of silver patterns and symbols.
Abjuration and Conjuration Summoning.
Glossy black stone mortar and pestle.
That is Alteration for the wizard.
Okay. And scroll of protection from non-magical weapons.
Abjuration. Spoiler.
Yeah.
Most protection scrolls detect as Abjuration.
That's why it's a good idea to find when we get a protection scroll. It's not abjuration. No.
Spoilers. A cursed protection scroll. It's going to detect
Is
as Abjuration.
abjuration.
Abjuration. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You need to detect curse or whatever it is.
Yeah, old said we're not allowed that spell.
Yep.
Those
He
be into
just doesn't want us to throw away his fun items.
Exactly.
two
It's like
shining silver plates inscribed with strange runes. Scroll of elemental fire and protection from fire. What? Is this correct?
Probably a scroll of protection from fire.
Yeah, but it's two shining silver plates, which is why I'm
Where did you get them?
Bavalna ruins on.
Alright, hold on a second.
22nd of October last year.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when these things popped up.
Yeah, I think that might be two things in one.
Yeah, I think that might be a protection scroll and oh. No, actually.
I think that's probably this scroll of protection from fire and scroll of protection from non-magical weapons.
Oh, those two, yeah.
Okay, So
Any
there's
sphere.
only one scroll in this.
Because that's the
And
only
since-
scroll of protection from fire you got there.
And it's most likely abjuration for a wizard.
Oh, yeah.
And elemental fire for.
Yeah.
Okay. Glass flask filled with clear liquid. Cleric priest version detects as elemental water.
Give me a second. I had both detected. Alteration for wizard and elemental water.
Okay, so it's just missing the wizard version. Glass flask filled with an opaque pale green liquid. And this has a necromantic on the priest side, but wizard side empty, so. This might be a similar case.
Let's see. Reread that to me again.
Glass flask filled with an opaque pale green liquid.
Oh, green. Sorry, I was looking for blue.
Yeah, and then priest side is necromantic, but wizard side is empty.
Okay. Priest necromantic, wizard necromancy.
Ceramic flask filled with a thick, gritty grey liquid.
I have animal down as the priest.
Yeah,
detected.
that's
Okay,
that's
alteration
there, but,
for a wizard.
okay. And glass flask filled with thick burgundy liquid, and priest has the protection.
Wizard is abjuration.
And then we have an alabaster flask filled with an effervescent purple liquid that is marked as a Finn failed at the priest detection and no detection on the wizard version.
Okay, that is alteration and all.
Okay. And then we have a silver ring set with polished lime green augulite.
I have that down with wizard detected.
We don't have marked it with anything.
Okay, that was abjuration for wizard and protection for priest.
Okay. And then a flanked maze made entirely of silver, decorated with engraved geometric designs, with spike at the base and set with transparent gems at the base of each flange.
I have abjuration for the wizard,
Mm-hmm.
and it detects as creation protection for priest.
Okay. And near a black cloak, clearly designed for a body shape other than a human, with strange insect-like silver clasp.
All right. Protection for the priest, and it detected as enchantment charm for the wizard.
Big wheel.
Yeah, then it's the big wheel.
Chaos, I'm guessing, is going to be the priest one.
Alright, just a second.
Alright, it could be them.
I have both of those detected already.
Yeah, but we have them empty in here.
Okay. Alteration and chaos.
If I had to guess, those would have been my guesses, but
Yeah,
better to be sure.
Chaos was fairly easy.
About the cloak that was designed for a body shape other than human, Lafdul has been wondering if it can be worn by humans. Can we modify it to be worn by humans?
Yeah, you can modify it.
Yeah.
That was a node.
You will need to find someone who can has a tailoring proficiency and is either experienced with human-sized creatures or is human-sized themselves. So, like, elf would count.
I don't think any of us have that proficiency.
No, none of you do.
No, we don't have.
I do have a weapon proficiency slot, but I'm taking stone crafting, I think.
Is that everything we have from this space?
What about the... Oh, wait, no, those are priest scrolls that we have all the things for.
A silver ring you're looking at.
What silver ring?
That's in Koatoa space.
Yeah, we have few from
Oh,
Koatoa
that's
space.
the one that allows you to teleport. Use the command word.
Few from Koatoa space, like silver ring with faceted smoky quartz stone. That we have the wizard as alteration, but priest is 8th level and fail, so someone else would have to try it.
It was me or Finn.
Well, Finn, I think, said that he had one up. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Finn?
and I would have it as well.
So, are we going into identification next?
No,
we still have few.
Slimes.
All right, Finn failed for that that ring.
Oh, I've got mine.
All right. You failed as well.
I have mine.
Wow.
That's
Come
true.
on,
Okay, all right.
Go on, Ockar. You can do it.
No. I rolled 3. I rolled a 100, and I rolled 2 that were over 95. That was great. That was beautiful. Absolutely wonderful.
I'm sorry.
Oh, by the way, I have gone up with cleric level since I tried that, so I should be able to try it again.
Okay.
Since I was 8th level when I tried it.
All right, there we go. Numbers.
We have few wizard level detect magic missing from the Stone Space Plain Steel Warhammer of Dwarven design. From Illithid Whaleship.
I have that listed as already identified, and you were going to sell it.
Ah.
Or get rid of it. Like, trade it.
Because we got the minor combat enhancement. Look to the side and identify note. That's like, we know that's like +1 or +2 hammer then.
Well, then I think that might be all the detect magics we need.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you would be able to stop and get some pearls, however many you need, from like during helmsman changeovers kind of thing with the grav ships.
If I might make a recommendation, you don't have to do this, but I feel like our first target for identification should be the book.
Yeah, well, in any case, Solas is interested in it since Solas can definitely benefit from both either intelligence or wisdom.
I wanted to, but I'd like it identified first.
Who is going to be casting Identify?
Lever can cast Identify.
Okay. Let me get my
Let's
chart out
see.
for potential wild surge of fireball blowy everythingy uppy.
Yeah,
Yes.
that will be nice. That will
Yeah.
be fun.
Yeah. A little bit of excitement.
Devastation.
Fireball killing
Depression.
Leva.
Okay. All right.
I will buy 2 pearls of 100 gold.
You
worth.
can just buy them as needed.
Yeah, but I will buy 2 now.
Lever will actually do the identification in order. She does not like us jumping up and down and missing out on things.
I mean,
So how about we just start at the top and go down the list?
So starting with the ceramic thing with steaming red liquid, since that's the first one without a identification note.
Let's see, which row is that?
That is 43.
Mm-hmm. E 43. Yes. Why not? We actually, yes.
That would be
So
a
okay, ceramic flask filled with a steaming red viscous liquid.
yeah.
yes.
Okay, that is a potion of fire giant strength.
Finn, would you do the honors of writing?
Or whoever has the it's selected.
Next would be the standing wheel on row 58.
Just a moment. 53, 54. Well, we do have a priest scroll of 1 spell with.
Those never need to be
Oh, yes.
identified. You need to either pray over them
Yeah,
or read magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
In
had
that
those spells
case, a
already.
large standing wheel about 10 feet in diameter.
Okay.
That's the one Lever wanted to bring, and
Leva wants it.
definitely.
Well, we already know that wheel's dodgy.
All right. So, Identify reveals that that wheel, when spun, has a small chance to bring fortune on the spinner and a large chance to bring misfortune on the spinner, explaining why it was used as a punishment device.
Yeah, which is why Solas isn't going to be touching that wheel.
I am only going to touch it if I'm desperate.
So next is a near black cloak.
Not designed for a human.
Yes, designed for body shape other than a human.
Okay.
Oh, that's not the same one we got to get retailored.
It is the same one we gotta get retailored.
We
You
have
have
2
two.
cloaks that we need to.
Sorry.
The other one was brown.
All right. That has a that cloak has a protection against blows in combat. So a combat protection bonus.
Nice.
But specifically for blows in combat.
It's a combat protection.
So next is a flanged mace made entirely of silver.
All right, that has a minor protection bonus, and it has other powers. That also makes the owner harder to surprise and more alert in combat. It has a host of detection abilities, including the ability to detect alignment.
Mm.
It can detect evil.
Mm-hmm.
It can detect good. It can detect illusion. It can detect invisibility. It can
Okay.
detect lies.
I've ticked it.
Is there something it can't detect?
It can detect magic. And that uses up the Identify spell, and it has still more powers.
Wow. So Lever will cast another Identify.
Okay.
Wait a moment, I need to check for... How many pearls do we have?
You can just deduct 100 gold pieces. You can buy them from the gravs. The wizards on the other grav ships.
Yes, Maze, let's use another pearl.
Is it, by the way, footman's mace or horseman's mace?
Footman's.
So it weights 10.
I almost never use horseman's maces.
It's too heavy for Solas.
I have two magic weapons already. Otherwise, I would take that. I don't want to lose any of the ones I currently have.
Okay,
We'll
so
have-
you cast another Identify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Will Braxon's clothes be used as spell ingredient?
No.
Nope. It can be planted in the ground to sense creatures coming within a radius. I'm using a die to keep my track of how many more things you can detect with detect magic, and it's really annoying when the numbers are not next to each other on the die. It can warn those friendly creatures within the area of effect of the creatures coming into the radius. It can produce light in such a situation as well. It can protect those within the radius, fortifying them against potential attack with some minor benefits.
This has to be cursed. It's too good to be true.
I was thinking, can we kill each other for it?
No, those kind of maces have personalities. Sorry, it's semi-out.
Anyway, we interrupted. Sorry.
It can animate objects to help protect those within the area of effect. And it has a goodly number of charges remaining.
Hmm. Does it have a command word?
It does not reveal whether it has a command word or not.
Okay.
That is insane.
So, how nice.
I mean,
A
it's like
silver
the Warhammer.
rings. A silver ring set with a polished lime green. What's that? Ogolite.
That. Where's my number? That makes the wearer resistant to magic.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Let me rephrase. Makes the wearer slightly resistant to magic.
Oh, come on, you're not going to give us the total immunity to magic. You know, demigod protection or whatever.
All right, next item.
An alabaster flask filled with an effervescent purple liquid.
That is a potion that, when swallowed by a spellcaster, grants them a temporary boost to the to spellcasting, specifically to the spells cast.
Mm-hmm.
And the just for your reference, that is called a potion of magic enhancement.
Yeah, we've.
Just waiting for the writing. Okay. A glass flask filled with a thick burgundy liquid.
That that makes the imbiber more resistant to damage. And that is known as a potion of controlling damage.
A ceramic flask filled with a thick, gritty grey liquid.
All right, hold on a second. There we go. That is a potion of growth.
A glass flask filled with an opaque, pale green liquid.
That is a potion of pain suppression. It would allow the wielder or the imbiber to resist effects that specifically create pain and has some other benefits in a combat situation as well that you will need to actually drink to discover.
Would it? Well, you won't be saying if it would prevent from spellcasting being disrupted.
No, you wouldn't know until
Trying.
you actually try it. Yeah.
Gloop, gloop. A glass flask filled with a clear liquid.
That is a potion of sweet water.
Oh, that's just genuinely helpful.
Mm-hmm. Shining silver plates inscribed with strange runes.
No, that's another scroll. We don't need to do that for scrolls.
Okay, yes. Then we have another scroll.
You want to go to 72, the mortar and pestle?
Yep, a glossy black stone mortar and pestle.
That is a mortar and pestle that allows the user to grind even the hardest materials into a fine powder.
Oh, that's definitely useful for me.
You can use it to get diamond dust.
Well, I'm
Useful for
more.
many of us.
Well, I'm more interested in things like adamantine stylus dust.
A
such
large,
older.
thick iron bottle inlaid with silver runes and closed with a brass stopper inset.
That has the ability to hold certain types of magical creatures inside.
Oh, it's a Pokeball.
A what?
I was making a joke. I called it a Pokeball.
Okay. A frame of highly polished dark wood surrounding a sheet of dark slate.
That slate has the ability to identify magical properties.
Oh,
Oh,
When
it's a
items are placed onto them.
it's a slate of identify magic items.
Put an item on it, identifies right as on the slate, if you can read it. Maybe?
I guess the chunk of silver is not magical.
No, I should
It's
put that in.
just a big chunk of.
A thin-headed throwing javelin of unusual design
Oh,
with a
sorry,
steel head.
the spell expired there.
Oh,
I'd
okay.
like to try some...
I can cast.
Wait, before you do that, I'd like to test something.
Mm-hmm.
I want to pick up the iron bottle that we identified and place it on top of the darkwood slate.
Okay. Alright. So you put it on there. And So it reveals that it is an iron flask, and it has a command word of Ixorak. I'll type that in for you. And when you take the item off, this appears on the slate.
And it's a language that we can read.
Mm-hmm. And it also reveals that the iron flask is currently empty.
Okay. And it also gave the other identification notes?
Um,
We should
It
run this in parallel
actually
to figure
does not.
There's a few other command word things we had that I would like to place on there, if you don't mind.
We
Would
might
you guys...
might want to identify that frame thingy with better identification to make sure that it doesn't have just a certain amount of charges until it burns out.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, or if it actually uses some
Or
of
is it-
the magic from the item itself to fuel itself as a fuel.
Yeah.
Or if it's
Leva,
just use a number of times per day.
Leva will cast with her last 250 pound, yes, 250 golds pearl.
Huge pearl.
It's a doer. She lugs the pearl over and she says, "Look how strong I am."
Pearl weighs more than Leva.
Too
Much
bad
more.
we can't put the frame on top of itself.
For
you're
Inception.
saying, Leva?
Alright. Okay, so you cast that, and that reveals that this is a slate of identification. It can identify a variety of items. It does have charges, but they replenish generally each day.
Nice.
This does not reveal how many charges are used by identifying different things. But basically, you have you can identify something up to the number of charges. It has a total of 10 charges per day, and items use a different amount of charges depending on what kind of item it is. Currently, the number of charges this slate has is 0.
So I used
So
all
we
10
used
for the
up.
bottle?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why it was a good idea to identify it with the better identification.
Well, we learned something.
Mm-hmm.
We learned 2 somethings.
Leva proposes immediately that this slate belongs will be group
Yeah, Solas is
owned by the
okay
group,
with.
owned
Yeah.
by the company, not
That
not
sounds
by
good to
anyone.
me.
Yeah,
That
Finn's
sounds
good
good
with
to me.
that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It seems like a
Yeah,
good item for the group.
it's so expensive item that Solas suggested that we have a specific strongbox for it.
Mm-hmm. It's probably one of the best items we've ever gotten.
Do you want the strongbox in the laboratory?
Yeah.
Either in the laboratory or we could also put it in the treasure hold.
I think we should keep it in the laboratory.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. We could
Okay.
use that magic lock on it.
What, on that curses you when you tried to pick it?
Yeah, if you have the key for it.
Why? I mean, it's.
We need to have a key made for that lock as well. So
Yeah. But yeah, so we keep going. Does the improved identify multiple things or just
Nope,
one
just
thing
one.
at a time?
The
Okay.
I will
The
give you guys.
extended one's
I'll give
just
you guys
one.
a handout for that for next week. Just make sure you remind me.
Yeah.
All right.
I can cast
So
also identify spell.
real fast. Solas, you go to. I think you guys have strong boxes. Maybe you'll want to get a new lock for it later, or use that,
Yeah.
that lock. I mean, for
I
now
have
it's
a
fine.
safe
You can
that
just
was
put it in.
breached by a certain dragon.
And we have the strongbox bolted in the laboratory.
So, Solas, you go to put it in the strong box, and as you're crossing the floor of the laboratory, the floors squeak extremely loudly.
Hmm?
Someone put.
It's like every single board that you step on in there creaks and squeaks, and basically everyone aboard the ship practically can hear it squeaking.
I'm suspecting that someone has put one of those spells that make that happen, and I'm going to be checking with the spellcraft if I can
Thieves' Laments.
recognize the spell.
I don't have access to that. So I know what's.
Do you have access to the wards sphere?
Yeah.
All right. Let me double check what actual spell that is.
If I remember, I have major access. Yeah, major access for wards.
Okay. Yeah, you recognize the spell effect as the squeaking floor spell.
Yeah, that one.
Solas thinks that there might be a prankster amongst us.
Hey, for once it wasn't me.
I mean, isn't
I'm
that
sure that's
exactly
not.
what a prankster would say?
Yeah.
True.
Well, Solas keeps in mind to give a right talking to Lafdul.
Oh, great. I get the blame for it. For a spell that I can't cast. My reputation befalls me.
Actually,
I
you
mean,
know,
maybe you had a
do know that we had
scroll,
that.
you know?
We do have that scroll of Thieves' Lament. You could have used that.
I mean, the spell with scroll would still be on there.
You might have just drawn it back on with crayon.
That sounds like that's actually quite ingenious, really.
Yeah, but
Any
if I remember
spellcaster realize.
correctly, the Thief's Lament was on one of those silver.
All right, so Solas, you have identify as well?
Yeah, I have identify.
Just one or two?
One for today.
Okay, and your 10th level?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, what do you want to identify?
Let's continue with the list. So a thin-headed throwing javelin of unusual design.
All right. So you actually have 8 of those, remember?
Yeah.
Okay. Those javelins are not actually thrown. They launch themselves with a command word. And they're able to inflict powerful wounds for a javelin on a target.
So quite potent javelins.
They will all have the same command word, so if you use one on the slate, it'll be the same command word for all of them.
Then a long-hafted warhammer of unusual design, with small but dense metal head.
Okay. All right. That has a minor combat bonus. And it can also save the wielder from death.
And then a short-hafted battle axe with narrow curved head.
All right. That axe has the ability to heal the wielder of wounds once per day, and it also has a minor combat bonus.
Okay, then an oblong pale metal mace studded with nodules set atop a white bone haft reinforced with metal bands.
That weapon is designed to combat undead, and it has a powerful enchantment for doing so.
Oh,
I wonder if it's
that's something that we should keep. That's something that we might want to keep.
It also has a strong combat enchantment in normal situations.
A strong combat enchantment. Since I'm a cleric mage, I can use also cleric weapons, right?
Yeah.
Like maces.
Yeah. You are your cleric weapon restrictions override. Like they're the ones that apply.
Okay. We have the leather sling set with edged bone beads, but that had the, if we remember correctly, it had the identification of hitting targets easier.
I think you might be thinking of a different item. This has
Then
not been
this is
identified.
not what then this is not the one that Leva used. But this is third magic sling we have.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you identifying that one?
Afterwards.
Yeah.
It has a minor combat bonus.
Okay. Then the solid steel sling bullets that are cold to touch, and how many do we have those?
6 of them. And identifying them will use up your spell. Those have a minor combat bonus, but they are quite effective against creatures of fire.
Oh. Nice.
And that uses up the spell.
I wonder if they use up their charge once they're slow, or if they can be repeatedly used.
Yeah, it would reveal that upon striking a target, the enchantment is used up.
So they're one use. Well, they are still quite nice.
All right. So with your identify spells exhausted, is there anything else that you want to do on this day before getting some sleep? You still have a little bit over 2 days to go before.
I want to. It's more for a role-playing point of view, but Lafdul's going to try to help Lanalius healing him a little bit more because he's got a stronger spell. I know it's not going to do anything mechanically, but I want to try casting Cure Critical to see if I can make him a little bit better. It's just for helping him out.
Okay, you try that, and unfortunately, that does not restore his injuries because they are long healed at this point. It would have helped
But I want to
when they were fresh.
try, so
Yeah, no, that's fine. You experiment with it, and that's what you would discover. All right, go ahead and move your ship.
Can you break and reset the wounds?
yeah. I mean,
At this point, it would it's multiple injuries kind of thing that's affecting that. That's affecting him in that way.
he needs a heal spell.
Or restoration, one of the two.
Restoration work.
One of the
Because
two you believe might help.
Yeah.
Yeah, restoration
Well,
it's a
regeneration
7th level spell.
would-
It does a lot of just basic
other than what's stated.
non-hit point, non-hit point
But-
recovery things of permanent losses. Like, I mean, if it can restore lost life energy levels, it can also restore if something has permanently drained strength from you, like if there's some undead that could permanently drain strength from you, or constitution, or a charisma, it can restore that. It can also restore, if you've been splashed with acid that caused charisma to be lost, but you've recovered the hit points already, it can restore that. So it really
Well,
does
it's more
do
regeneration
a wide
territory.
variety of, restoration of physical, non-hit point related injuries.
Did the golden magic throne that we found in the one of the ruins, did it turn to dust or was it destroyed some other way?
The throne?
Yeah,
Yeah, that disintegrated upon the death of the
yeah,
spectral creature that was sitting in it.
yeah. Just wanted to make sure that the dust, since I had the dust from golden magic throne, was from the actual material of the throne, that and not just the dust I collected from it.
Yeah. All right. So, anything else that anyone wants to do before they get some rest?
Solas will prepare for some alchemical experiments he is going to be making later on with the things he found,
Okay.
but not start them yet.
I am refreshing my temporary healing potions.
Okay.
Just as
Yeah, that's fine.
you know. Oh, I think actually I do all but one, but I'm pretty sure our contact home power sort of ran out. I kind of lost track, so I assume we should probably refresh it.
I think we refreshed before we went to the
How long have we been here?
Citadel.
You were only in that planet for 8-ish hours.
It's been. Hang on, let's see what I got my notes on.
Since it was half a week before we met with the Graf fleet.
Oh, my note, I got 5 out of 7, so
You probably have enough days then.
Braxon's gonna get the bag of money and put some money in it.
Okay.
in that bag that we always forget about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Should I just reduce it down to 3 out of 7 or 2 out of 7?
I mean, you could also just cast a new one the next day if you don't have anything else.
Yeah,
that you're
I mean,
using.
we're all supposed to be keep track of it, but I'm I think the one who designated to track of it. Now I've lost track of it, so I'm just.
If I remember correctly, we casted one day or two before we went into the battle station.
In this place.
Yeah, because it was from Bavalna to
And that's right, though, what I've
Almova
got.
was 3 or whatever days it was.
Yeah, then only one more day.
It went down to 4
Yeah.
when we've rested. Resting again. after identification, it'll go down to 3.
Question?
Mhm.
It's been 3 days, isn't it? Has it? You said.
It'll
So-
be 3 days to get back to Orvan. 1 day has passed now.
So we gained 1 hit point.
You guys will get fully healed by like you're. There isn't going to be anything that comes up in the next things unless you guys really do something
Yeah, I got like
particularly
spare
stupid.
first level
That
spells and-
is
Next
gonna.
14
I
days.
like how
in
you
the
say
next
it like we
15
just, like,
days. So there's nothing coming up in the next 15 days.
You can
For the
ask the healers for
spellcasters
healing.
will also be casting some spells as well.
Okay.
So more identification.
Before identification on the second day, Solas would cast a Raise Dead on the other human.
Okay, we'll get to that in a moment because it is about time to take our break.
Mhm.
Do it a little bit early just because we're going to have more identification and stuff like that. It is the changeover from one day to the next. But if there's any, just last check, is there anything that anyone wants to do before they rest?
I mean, if you want to min-max it, I would have cast Detect Evil, Detect Good over the items to see if there were any strong alignments from any of them.
Do that the next day, just because I need to think about something.
Besides Solas, no alignment is better than that.
And the
Yeah.
slate would be refreshed the next day, right?
Yeah.
I think after we do the rounds of normal identification, we'll start putting stuff onto the slate while we're traveling.
I wonder
Just
if it's
remember that how the probably some of the big stuff won't fit, and then it might not work.
We
here's
won't
the
know
genius
until we
idea.
try.
I wonder if we can use this because it told you how many charges were in that flask. I wonder if we can use it to find out exactly how many charges we got in wands.
It didn't say
that
how many
flask
charges
didn't
were in
have
the flask because the
charges. Oh,
flask
didn't it?
doesn't have charges. It just said that it was empty.
It gave the command word
Oh.
though.
Yes. So we
So
can.
I think a smart thing to do would be to go through is
The
to
ones
start
without-
is to start going through all the things that have command words that we have
Yeah, like
that we
that
know
ring.
need them.
Okay, but that will be after our break. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, everyone. It's a good time to get something to eat or drink and stretch your legs, and we will be back very shortly.
See you on the other side.
So yeah.
See you then.